All right. Hello, everybody. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, whichever time of day you're viewing this. Welcome to today's episode of the Raw Podcast. I am your host, Rahsaan Corbin II. My co-host Omar unfortunately couldn't make it to this episode today, but I'm here with the one and only Carlynn Andrews. How you doing today?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. I had a long day at work. I'm trying to let out as much energy I can for this, podcast episode.
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, before we get started, we're gonna do a little icebreaker, and it's gonna be a would you rather. We're gonna
Okay.
do three questions. It's gonna be three questions. All right.
All right.
Would you rather be forced to sing along or dance to every single song you ever hear?
Um, Forced to sing along.
Forced to sing along?
Because I don't know. I like to dance and sing, even though I'm not the best singer, but I feel like dancing is a little bit more like to every song you hear, like, I don't know. That's a lot. That's a lot of in it. I rather just I rather just sing along. I think that's more fun also. So yeah.
Got you. Got
What
you.
would you rather do?
I'm gonna be honest.
Mhm.
I'm gonna just sing along if it's a hip hop song. If I'm being real, I'm gonna just stand there
Okay.
and do my little like that
Mm,
if I'm dancing, but I can't dance like that.
okay.
Uh, would you rather be able to move things with your mind, or would you rather be able to read people's minds?
Um, I'm gonna say move things with my mind because I don't know. What if you chilling all the way over here? And sometimes if you want to get up and get something, like you don't be feeling like doing it. So if I could just move it to where I'm at, that'd be better. But then also like reading people's minds, like it's cool, but also I don't want to know what everybody's thinking. Like I don't know. It specific people, yes, but everybody, I don't know. Like, is there gonna be a way to turn that off or turn it up? Because it's like if I can always hear it what everybody's thinking, I don't know. It could be interesting, but what would be more useful to me is moving things on my mind. So
With your
I'm gonna go with that
mind?
instead. What
Yeah,
would you do?
I'm the same way, you know. I
Mm,
don't always want to hear everybody's thoughts
mhm.
because everybody's all over the place with what they're thinking
Yeah.
about, stress,
Hmm.
personal life. You know, I don't want to hear everything going on because
Yeah.
I just keep my business to myself, basically.
That's
Um,
real.
but yeah, last question. Would you rather have the ability to see 10 minutes into the future or 150 years into the future?
Um,
Yeah, your face.
150 years is wild.
Cause it's like we're let's say like you end up being like a historical, person in the history textbooks and whatnot, and you're still getting your face. No? All right.
I don't know. I mean, I would like to see what the future holds. That like way, all the way 150 years in. I mean, we all gonna be gone, so I don't know what would really be. I don't know. It would be interesting. 10 minutes. I don't know. I guess 150 years would be more interesting. Um, yeah, to see like what where the world is, like what's going on. I don't know, like new inventions, all that stuff. So I say 150 years. Just because it that just sounds more interesting to me than like the next 10 minutes. So
Next
yeah.
10 minutes. Yeah, I feel like with
Mhm.
the next 10 minutes, you start getting paranoid. You're like, oh my God, I got 10 more minutes until something's gonna
Exactly.
happen. And the
Mm,
clock just resets every time. But yeah, it would be cool. Maybe
yeah.
150 years from now, they'll have the flying cars like that they show in the cartoons in like the 80s and
Yeah.
90s. So
Mm.
yeah, but thank you for tuning in, or not tuning in, participating in today's icebreaker.
You're welcome.
Now we're going to get into the interview. Before we like dive too deep into the interview, can you give a little background about yourself and basically, you know what I'm saying, give your family greeting, Miss SBI. Your family
Oh,
greeting.
wow. Okay. So, greetings, everyone. I am Carlynn Andrews. I'm currently a one-year MBA candidate at Florida A&M University, and I'm from Atlanta, Georgia, and I'm excited to be here today. So, yeah.
Cool, cool. We got that out the way. So, why did you choose FAMU and why did you choose your major specifically? during undergrad? We'll start there.
Yeah. So, why did I choose FAMU? It's a lot of reasons why I chose FAMU. Like for me, it's kind of one of those things I like to tell people that it was one of those things that I just really spoke into existence almost from like a young age. Cause I was always saying like I was gonna go to this school. My dad went here, but also like graduated from Florida State. My grandpa went here. I had an aunt that went here as well. They both graduated in pharmacy school. So I always knew about FAMU growing up, coming for homecoming and things like that. And at the time, like I just said I wanted to come here because I just always had fun every time I came here. But when I got older, it still was always one of my top choices. And then like upon like researching and things like that, that's where business kind of came into play. So I'm gonna just kind of answer both questions at once. Because you
Mhm.
said why I choose like what I majored in. Um, and so both my parents are business majors. So they were kind of my first exposure to like that industry. So it's kind of like naturally they kind of pushed me into it. But I would still say like it was more so my choice at the end of the day because I knew that I wanted to do something that dealt with creativity, even if it's not art per se. Like what field can I go into that's going to help me, you know, once I'm out of college, but also something that I can like have my passions, kind of tied into. So essentially that was like marketing. So I majored in business administration, minored in marketing. Not minor, sorry, concentrated in marketing, and I minored in fine arts. So that's pretty much what I did to get a take on all three. Um, so that's where the major part went in. But as far as choosing, I always knew I wanted to go to a HBCU. That was always a given. And I always love FAMU. I always love FAMU. I always love the culture. I love the school. I love the people, all of that. And then I knew they had a good business program. So, that kind of ties into what I said. Like I didn't just, pick for the vibes or like the feeling or anything like that. It was also making the decision like to invest into my future. So looking at like the history of SBI, all the great people that came from the school, like the way they have everything set up, with form, meeting like career partners, all that stuff. Like I can say now, like it was definitely worth it. Like a lot of the opportunities that I've gained from being in that school, I don't think I would have had if I went to another school. So definitely was strategic in that, you know, picking process. But yeah, that's overall like why I chose to be where I'm at and why I chose to major in business. So yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, FAMU is notoriously known for the School of Business and Industry, and now the J School, Journalism School, School of Journalism. My bad, but
Mm,
yeah, definitely some great people that came out of SBI. My stepmom's one of them. She also got her
yeah.
MBA from FAMU.
Yeah.
So going into MBA, was that always on your roadmap when you were first applying to schools?
I would say so, yeah, because my mom got her master's. So, growing up, I remember she always told me like, if you decide to get a master's, like, get it early, get it out the way. Because my mom went to Clark, so straight out of graduation, she went straight into work. But she always told me like if she could go back and get it like at the time she graduated that she would. So I just really took that into consideration. And then just seeing her like when I was younger, like, coming home, taking care of a family after like a long day of work and still having to come to your computer and do like essays and papers and all that stuff for a master's, I was like, nah, like I don't know if I want that to be me. So after I, get my degree, the mindset was always like, I'm gonna just get everything school related out the way so I don't have to worry about it down the line. So it was always in, my plan to get my master's. Um, Really because like the field that I want to go into, even though my end goal is entrepreneurship, the MBA is useful like in corporate, especially when like negotiating pay or also just in the field of marketing, which is like what I want to go into. So yeah, that's essentially why I'm getting it, for the benefits and things like that. So I say it was always part of the plan and like just worth the investment. So Yeah.
And I know you're only a few weeks into the semester, but how's that transition been for you going from undergrad to being a graduate student?
I would say so far it's been pretty good. It did start off just a little bit rocky. I actually missed my first week of school because I was in New York for Bloomberg's HBCU Academy of Excellence program. It was a great experience.
I see you
Also,
got the jacket on.
yes, I do have the jacket on. It's very comfortable. I love it. So yeah, I had that opportunity, and that was something that I got from SBI. Came through my email. I was very familiar with Bloomberg. Did research on it, and I thought it would be a great opportunity. And the opportunity I applied for was within sales, so I'm kind of like expounding, thinking about going into sales because sales and marketing go hand in hand. So I'm just, testing the waters in it, but it was a super great experience. So yeah, I was there for the first week of school. So coming back from that was like, now I'm in school. So I was there first day for like maybe half the day. All my classes started at 5:30. I only had one class that day on Monday, and I was out of there. So I didn't come back till that Saturday. So going into that next week on Monday, it was kind of like, okay, I'm in school, working part-time as a mentor, being an entrepreneur. Like it was kind of a lot to take in, just a little bit, because I'm so used to having like morning classes from undergrad. So making that transition to having like on Monday, you probably have one class at 5:30. On Wednesday, I have a 3:30, then I have a 5:30. So it was just kind of like, okay, how am I gonna, I guess, adjust to this so far? So I would say up to now it's a lot better. I would say I'm still kind of adjusting. I'm not gonna lie, like going into this month because it's so much that I'm trying to do this semester. So it's gotten a lot better from like that second week. But yeah, overall it's an adjustment because it's a new program. Like it's not undergrad. The work's a little bit more complicated than what I'm used to, but some things are still kind of the same, like discussion boards, little like assignments and notes and all that. But overall, it's not as bad as I thought. I only take 4 classes, so it's not too bad, but it was definitely an adjustment, I'll say, from undergrad. So yeah.
Got you. And then what organizations were you a part of during undergrad?
Yeah, so let's see where I start. I know when I first got to campus, the first things I was a part of was honor societies, so National Society of Collegiate Scholars, Alpha Lambda Delta were like the two that I was a part of. And then from there, I joined like NCNW, which is National Council of Negro Women. I was a part of Entrepreneurship Club. I did Rattlers Pack. And then I ended up doing National Sales Network, FAMU Collegiate Chapter, which I was the chief marketing officer of. Now I'm currently the president, which is pretty cool. Um,
Congrats.
thank you, thank you. Um, let's see. From there, I ended up becoming a peer mentor, which I've done for like the past 2 years here at school. I still mentor, but now I'm with ASB, so that's with the Access Summer Bridge program. And then I became a member of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, and that was in the spring of 2024. So that's that. And that's pretty much, yeah, off the top of my head, like what I remember that I really did during undergrad. Um, really great orgs, a lot of great experiences, met a lot of people. Yeah, they definitely helped add to like, sorry, I would say like my time at FAMU. Yeah, and they've helped like shape me as a person. So I loved all the orgs that I've joined for the most part.
From a professional and personal kind of perspective for your life, looking back on
Mm.
your various involvement, because you're kind of across the board, you got a little bit of mix of everything.
Yeah.
Do you feel like that had a positive impact on your professional and personal life?
Um, so I would say so. Out for me, everything that I've joined for the most part. is things that I wanted to do on campus. So being a part of like different community service things, I dabbled in entrepreneurship clubs. So, going to events here and there, like building business plans was something I remember, how to market and brand yourself. With National Sales Network, that added more to like my marketing side. And then also going to like the student conferences and networking and things like that really helped shape me. Being a part of my sorority, I've always been like big on service and like helping people, and so that was one of like my reasons to wanting to join. So I've always been, into that thing, and also mentoring. So that's something that I'm really passionate about. So being able to, give back to others, being able to, you know, have this each one teach one type of mindset, that's always been my type of thing. So everything that I've done, I would say, has added to me in some way, shape, or form, for the better of who I am today. So without those organizations, it was just like, I don't, I don't know. I wouldn't be like who I am today without them. So I put in, the time, and I, met a lot of people. I've done a lot of things through them, went to a lot of events, held positions and things like that. And in return, they've added to like who I am as a person, not just personally, but professionally as well. So I think that's like the best of both worlds.
Cool. And then do you feel like you develop, we'll talk about this a little later, but like genuine friendships with the members of the organizations you've been a part of as well?
Yeah. So I mean, I've named off so many. So, I mean, some people I've met way before I was like a member of the organization. So it's kind of hard to say, like, oh, once I joined, I met all these people, because a lot of them I knew way beforehand. So it's a little tricky in that aspect. But I will say, like, I've gotten closer to a lot of people from like these organizations. And then also like met a lot of new people as well. Not even just like in my major, but outside of it. So I think that was a pretty cool thing to have experienced. And it's also like a part of the reason why I tell people like join organizations, especially my mentees that like have just got here like as a freshman and are like, oh, like how do you, make friends, or how do you network and things like that. Join organizations. But also I try to tell them like don't put too much on your plate, because for me, I didn't do that. Like a lot of people when I name those orgs are like, oh my gosh, like that's a lot. Like you must have, like, how did you make time? And I'm like, well, every organization wasn't super time consuming. Some of them were, especially the orgs I held positions for, and then other ones just weren't as, time consuming. So I was always able to like make it work and manage the time. So yeah, I kind of went a little bit off topic,
No, you're
but
good.
overall, I would just say, yeah, like I did get closer to a lot of people and met a lot of like people through these orgs. People that I still talk to today, like even as a grad, some of them have graduated with me, so they're off like in, their prospective fields, but we still keep in contact. So that's a benefit.
Got you. All right, we're going to dive into the next topic,
Mhm.
entrepreneurship, or how you shaped it. You're the entrepreneur, which I
Yes.
really like that. I really like that when I first saw you posted your
Mm.
announcement of your
Yeah.
art page. And I'm like, oh, that's unique. So, like,
And
when did the passion for art begin? And did you see yourself launching a business dedicated to it?
yeah, so it really started when I was probably like 4 years old. That's the earliest I can remember. I was in preschool, back in my hometown, and I just remember my teachers, they would just always have us doing these little assignments about just about like everyday life. Like, I don't know, maybe one assignment was like draw your favorite restaurant or something and write about it. So they would pretty much kind of make us do that every day. So that's really where it started. Just doing that consistently every day. I just know that I just liked it and I just wanted to do it. So I'll be drawing like almost like everybody else, like circle heads and like triangle bodies. They will have like stick arms and legs and
Yeah,
like,
stick figures.
yeah, they would be looking real. Interesting. I still have those books in my room back at home, but yeah, that's essentially where it started. So moving on to like elementary school, it just kind of kept building from there. Um, I had a first grade teacher that kind of made us do the same thing, just a little bit more advanced with the writing, of course, but it always included some element of drawing. So I just every day we had to do it. So it just became a thing for me. And I just remember every time I would do it, I would just try to make something look exactly how I saw it in person. So if I had to draw a flower, I'm gonna try to make that flower look as close to like the real thing. That was kind of my mindset or like intention toward it. And then from there, I just kind of fell in love with it. I know like over the summer, like I used to always be in summer camp. So I had a sketchbook and I would bring it all the time. While other kids would be like playing outside and stuff, I would just have a sketchbook and be drawing. So it started from there and it just kept building. So I didn't go to an art school. Um, I guess I would say like I'm self-taught for the most part. I did learn from like YouTube videos sometimes, like if I wanted to learn how to color a certain way, like once I got like better materials, like color pencils and markers and stuff, I'll watch tutorials on that. But for the most part, it was all kind of just me. I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain that because I feel like I didn't go to art school, so technically I am self-taught, but I don't know. I believe it's a gift I was just like born with, and I just naturally just had it or built upon it. So I like to say, yeah, it's something from God, but technically self-taught, if that makes sense. So yeah, that's where like it started for the most part, and it just kept going from there.
Got you. And
Mhm.
do you have any products on you or nearby that you can, put on the camera real
Yeah,
quick or
yeah. So I have something here. Um, it's a notebook. So I call this, ooh, if
oh,
y'all
the
could
lighting's a
see.
little bad.
Yeah.
It's all good. Follow her on Instagram when you get
Just
a chance.
gotta,
You'll see the stuff for
yeah.
yourself.
Sorry. Yeah. Okay,
That's a
maybe
little bit,
that
that's better.
that
That's
was
better.
better. But essentially it's an art on the go notebook. So this picture, I call her the Afro Puff Princess, and it's also a little saying on the back. It just says you are a queen, your soul is royalty. And the goal with that product is just to like have my art on products that people can use, but also in a way where it's like, you have this product, you're using it every day, but every time you look at it, it gives you a sense of self or like confidence. You feel good about yourself. You're seeing somebody that looks like you. So it's a warming feeling. So that's really what I want people to feel when they buy these products or purchase them. It's useful, but also it's helping you as a person. It's art, so it can be whatever you want it to be, but it essentially just helps you overall, like as a person, and how you feel on the inside. So that's the idea behind the Art on the Go series right there.
Got you. We're gonna wrap it up with about two, three more questions. So what are some uh, future projects that you're excited about that you have lined up for yourself?
Yeah, so with the business side of things, definitely more products. I did mention like stuff people can use. So t-shirts maybe on the way, maybe some backpacks, things like that. I don't want to give away too much.
You
Y'all
got
just
to get
have
the
to
people
follow.
excited. You got to get
Y'all
people
just
excited,
gotta
you know?
I just gotta follow. I just gotta follow. But those are definitely two. The t-shirts, the backpacks, things like that are on the way. You can follow Carlynn the artist on Instagram for updates, to see what's coming. So yeah.
Got you. And then how do you balance everything? Because you talked about it a little bit earlier. How do you
Mm,
balance, grad school, organization involvement, now that you're president, and
yeah.
like your business, and just personal life overall? How do you
Yeah.
balance everything?
Yeah, so oof, it's definitely hard. Like I said, I'm still adjusting, so it's not an easy thing, but what helps is always keeping a planner. So on my phone, I use Calendly. I also use an app called Structured. So with structure, it's really just like putting in like everything that I have to do because I'm always on my phone. So I've never been the type that likes to write things down per se because I don't always look at a notebook for things. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. It really just depends. But I know I'm on my phone like a lot of the time. So it's just easier for me to just have the notifications pop up. I'm like, okay, I got to do this at this time, and like go from there. So that's what I use for the most part. Calendly is more so for like meetings and like reminders. I use it a lot with my mentees, so it helps me keep track of those type of things. And then if I have other meetings like outside of that, I use it for that too. So that's really essentially what it is. Blocking out time through like calendars, but then also making sure to prioritize. So some things like are not that important as regards to like other things. So I try to like get my head in a space of, doing the things that are the most important first. And then after that, everything else, you know, follows. To me, it just works a little better, at least the way that I am. Cause sometimes if it's something that's a big task, I try to like put it off because I don't really want to do it at the moment. But um, there's something I heard, it's like eating the frog first or eating like the whole frog first. I don't know. It's a weird saying, but it makes sense. Like if you tackle the thing that you're putting off the most first, or the thing that you don't want to do the most first, now it's like off your plate. So everything else becomes a little bit easier to do. So yeah, I kind of adopt that approach when it comes to, all the stuff I have to do. It's definitely a challenge on a lot of different days. It depends. But for the most part, I just try to keep up the consistency with it and just keep the end goal in mind. That also helps. That all this stuff I'm doing, it has a purpose. And in the end, you know, I'm gonna get what I put the work in for. Um, so yeah, that's that.
Got you. Got you. Well, for sorry, one last question, and this goes on top of, how you're balancing everything.
Yeah.
But most importantly, your support system.
Hmm.
How important is a genuine support system when you're experiencing obstacles in life? Because I know you're probably experiencing many, especially adjusting back to school after missing the first week. So, how
Yeah.
important is that in your life with those support system relationship with your family, friends, people from your organizations and whatnot? So, how important is that to you?
Yeah, so that's very important. I say my family is like my biggest support system. They always have been since I've been, here on planet Earth. Um, so yeah, big shout out to my family because without them, I don't know how I'd be doing a lot of things or making it in certain spaces. Um, and then also like the friendships I built at FAM. I've always had a small circle for the most part, but I know a lot of people. So that's kind of how I've always been. I have like my closest people, but then just like a network of people that I just know and like connected with and just, have a relationship with. So from that, I think all of it just like helps like in me in some way, shape, or form. Your closest friends, especially while like I'm here at college. I'm an out of state student. So having, genuine friends here it's a big deal. These are people that you're with like majority of your time, more time than you're with your family. Because you're away you're away for school. So these are the people that you're always around. That you talk to all the time. I don't talk to my friends every day, but every other day, we all have things to do. So it's not like we have that much time on our hands to do a lot of the things that we did when we were, freshman year and things like that. But it's very important, to have somebody that's like genuinely in your corner, to have people that are supporting like what you're doing, um, and that are like pouring into you in some way, shape, or form. It doesn't have to be exactly for, business purposes. Sometimes it could just be, someone that's a listening ear, that helps you spiritually or growth wise. Like different friends for different things. Is basically what I'm trying to say. Um, but making sure, they're solid people, because everybody's just not meant to be in your circle. So that's really why I like to keep it very very small for the most part. But yeah, I would say it's super important, especially being at a school like FAMU. But you learn people, and you figure out, what do you want in a friend? Are you being that type of friend that you would want, to have? Yeah, it's definitely a lot. But once you find your people, like, you got your people. So that's that.
Got you. Appreciate you for joining us today, or joining me today, because it's just me today. My co-host isn't here, but thank you for being on. Do you have any closing remarks or any like words of encouragement for those who are watching?
Yeah, so what do I want to say? Thank you guys for tuning in to this podcast. This is my friend Rahsaan. He was talking about doing this podcast for a minute. So big ups to him. Super proud for taking that leap of faith. And I would say, while it's on my mind, have faith. Have faith, but do the work. That's something that I tell myself every single day for the most part, because it gets hard out here. Like, I know. I know. Like, it definitely gets hard, but make sure that you have that faith. Like, if you could see the vision, if you could have the drive, just do it. Go for it. Stay prayed up. Always keep God in your corner, and have a relationship with Him. I definitely encourage that, especially through college, because college is a lot. It's a lot of ups and downs. We've both been through it. We've graduated, and there's a life, a whole entire world outside of college that you got to prepare for too. So make the most of college. Make genuine friendships. Find your people. Invest time into like your college life, but also invest into you, because you got to live with you for the rest of your life. So if you're not pouring into you and you letting everybody else just, take bits and bits of you along the way, it's not going to be good. So make sure that you put that time into yourself. Take mental breaks if you need to. But also have fun. You're in school. You're not going to be there for long. Make the most of it, but get that education, get that degree. Yeah. Also, follow my business page, Carlynn the Artist, for more content and more art. You can also follow me on Instagram too, at Princess Carlynn. And yeah, that's all I want to say.
Yeah, now I got a little 20-second closing remark. So yeah, Carlin, I've been talking to her on and off the past summer when it came to this business idea of the podcast, or branding idea of the podcast. And
Mm,
I told her this off camera, I'll tell her this on camera. I'm not gonna lie, you were a good motivation for me to get this off the ground, because I saw your page get launched. I was like,
yeah.
oh man, I remember I got up out of bed. It was 10 o'clock. I was running for bed. I got my notebook out. I started brainstorming. I started writing names down for the podcast, who I wanted on it, what I wanted to do. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, yo, I'm not feeling behind, but like that was some good motivation. I'll say that. And I just wanted to give you your grace for that. And yeah, keep doing what you're doing. You feel me? So
Thank you for sure. Yeah, it's a journey. Entrepreneurship is a journey. It's I would say it's one of the most challenging paths you could take career wise, but also the most rewarding. If you just really have like an idea, or you have a vision of something, and you just feel like, if you think about it every day, I just feel like you're supposed to do something with it. Like, I literally think about my business every day. Like, I don't know what even if it's something late at night, it's gonna be another day. If I don't go the whole day without thinking about it, I'm gonna think about it at some point. I don't know what it is, but to me, that's calling. Like, if you can't get that out your mind, and it's a constant something telling you like you need to do this, just do it. Like, that's really it. Get out your mind. We talk about that too. Like, sometimes we get like really deep in our heads about certain things. And we overthink, or we have imposter syndrome, whatever it may be. A lot of times you just gotta get out, you gotta get out your head and get out your own way and just move. And once you start doing that and like building that momentum, you'll be unstoppable. So just keep pushing. Whatever it is that you decide to do, keep going with it. Very cliche, I know, but like it's real. That's the best way I could put it. Like whatever the hurdle is, do what you can to get over it. And remember like your why at the end of the day. Why did you choose to do what you do? Um, why did you choose to go after what you're trying to go after? And once you remember that, you it'll help you along the journey, especially when things get tough. So yeah.
Yeah, thank you once again, Carlin, for being on. Um, Great closing statement, saying with the words of encouragement. But yeah, if you like today's video, like, comment, subscribe. Instagram links will be in the description, so make sure you follow Carlin on her Instagram page, both her Instagram pages, and keep a lookout for all the big announcements. But until
Yeah.
then, yeah, until then, stay safe out there. Oh yeah, wish you the best of luck with the rest of grad school, Carlin.
Thank you. Thank you.
So yeah, grace to you. But yeah, till then, see y'all. I don't really know how to close this thing out, but see y'all next time.
Bye, y'all. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure